Hello friends, welcome to a tournament report. But hey, Clash of Kings is literally right around the corner. Shouldn't you be getting ready for that? You might say, and the answer is yes, I should. But this has been hanging over me because I went to a tournament. Not last weekend, the weekend before. And it's called Final March to Clash because it was kind of like a preparatory, all the same rules as Clash of Kings, but people to prepare, and it was down in Gloucester, which is quite close to me, and I don't get to play at Clash, so I thought I'd play at this instead. And so I did. Rather than get lost in the I'm talking gibberish. The huge amount of Clash content we're expecting, I don't know where it's coming from, maybe me. I thought I'd get it out beforehand, so here it is. It was a 3-game tournament, 2,300 points. Let's crack into my list. So I have updated my Kings of Men. This is called Kings of Meh with extra dragons, and it's just filth, I think, personally. It's got a regiment of shield. I say filth for Kings of Men, which means it's still not very good, but a regiment of shield wall being the most basic infantry you can ever imagine. I used my fanatics, all of whom have gone from the list, as my shield wall, so they look like that. That's a fanatics regiment. You'll see them on the table. And they are playing shield wall today, who just hit on 4s. They're melee 4, defense 4, 12 attacks, 13, 15. The most basic unit. They are the unit on which all other units are pointed, I believe, at 100 points. And I've given them Indomitable Will, which I don't think they ever use. So that's a thing. Then I have 3 regiments and a horde of spear phalanx. They are exactly the same as Shield Wall, except they have 15 attacks. Ooh, because they have spears. And I've given them pikes and Indomitable Will. So spears give them phalanx, and pikes give them ensnare. So they're ensnaring phalanx, and Indomitable Will is the once per game fearless and inspiring you can use. So that's quite a cool little rule. Kings of Men special rule, although everyone else gets to do. And then we have mounted scouts. So I painted up a troop of halflings. These are the spear phalanx. They look like this. Some of them have got swords. I haven't put those units up because I'm so ashamed. But yeah, there you go. So I've got some mounted scouts. Now, I have painted them, and you will see them in the battle report, but I didn't take a photograph because I can't find them. Where I put them. I think they might be in my garage somewhere. Anyway, but they are halflings, so I've just explained to everyone that they are in fact not halflings, they're children. One of them does have a beard, but he's probably just got like a disorder, too many chemicals, I don't know. So mounted scouts are very simple, shooty cavalry there. Defense 3, melee 4, range 5, 7 attacks. 10, 12 with an 18-inch bow. There's a little bit of chaff. For the Beast Cavalry, here's the Beast Cavalry. So Beast Cavalry are like Dracons. They're speed 10 cavalry, hit on 3s, 18 attack, 15, 17 is very good. I've given them all the upgrades it's possible to give them. So they're Thunder 1, Crush 1, Vicious, Indomitable Will, and I've given them the Boots of Striding for that once per game unhindered charge or Pathfinder. So, yes, very expensive, very powerful, punchy units. One of my 6 flying units. Nice. 2 ballista, because you can only fit 2 ballista in this list with all this rubbish, which makes me very sad. Ballista is still good. They're a good bolt thrower. Hit on 4s. 2 attacks that blast into D3, piercing 2. They're pretty good. People tend to spend more points than they're worth getting rid of them, which is nice. I've kept one of my wizards from the previous list. Just the on a Pegasus. These are the Dracons. I'm so sorry. These are the Beast Cavalry. Here they are. Aren't they nice? So these are actually the Elf Dracons from the Vault, Manti Vault, which I've stuck Basilean bits on to make them look really cool. And those are the Ballista, Bolt Throwers, War Engines. They're pretty cool too. Although no one's ever noticed, I'd never painted the faces. I just realised after I painted them, forgot to give them any faces. Anyway, whatever. Here's the Wizard on a Pegasus, reading his book, bedtime story. And then we have Hex to stop opponents casting, and a Bane Chant because I lack any crushing on all of this infantry, so he is very, very needed. We have the Captain, special character. Here's my Captain. He's got a crown because he's got delusions of adequacy. He's mainly there for the rallying 1 because all of these guys are 13, 15, so just giving that little pip of extra nerve is very important. And he has this Master Tactician rule which allows me to redeploy D3 units before Scout. And he's very inspiring. He's actually one of my only inspiring... I actually got 3 generals, what am I talking about? But they're always off dying, so they're never really around to be inspiring. I have 3 generals on winged beasts. Here they are. Hurrah, we kept all 3 of those. And they are like mini dragons with 7 attacks. Crush 2, Thunder 1, very, very good. Tend to die and waver quite a lot. I tend to end up using them as chaff, which is not how they're supposed to be used. But there you go. Not a very good player, so that's how it is. And then I've put the Monarch in. Put him back in. So I started this list, when I started Kings of Men, with 8 regiments of Fanatics and the Monarch with the Berserker Vicious upgrade for them. And I got rid of them all. And I brought the Monarch back and just made him into a dragon. So he's just a plain old dragon by giving him wings. So he's a 17, 19, 10 attacks, defense 5, melee 3, crush 3. Just a good dragon. Very, very cheap dragon, 285. Because he's got no other special rules. Very, very plain dragon. So I'm 15 units, so I'm 1 down where I was. And 26 unit strength. But basically, flyers hate me because of all of this. And everyone else hates me because of this and this. That's pretty much it. So let's go. Oh, that's the Monarch. That's my Monarch. This is the model, incidentally. It's actually an ornament, a wooden ornament I painted about 3 years ago before I started the rest of the army. And this whole army was themed around it because it's a dragon, right? So all the banners on, where are they? These guys. See, all the banners have got dragons on. There's dragons on all their shields because they're supposed to be like lured by the Monarch. But then I lost the Monarch. It didn't make any sense anymore. Anyway, there he is. Hooray! Good. So into game 1. So game 1 was a challenge. So Pete challenged me because we'd never played and he wanted to with his Forces of the Abyss, shortly to be upgraded. So, that's from the last tournament. Well, there you go. You know, sometimes I just forget to take the slides out. Shh. No one noticed. Move on. So this is his Forces of the Abyss list. He has a horde of succubi lava with a crystal pendant of retribution. So they are melee 6, which is rubbish. But they have ensnare, and then they blow up and hurt you. If you have to really commit to kill them because they're a dash 21, and then they blow up when you do kill them. So my plan is to not touch them ever. He has 2 troops of gargoyles, second best chaff in the game after phantoms, but they do have regen 4+. Hate gargoyles, they're so good. 2 hordes of Molochs. Now I've talked before about how I don't like Molochs. I don't like Molochs. I don't think they're good. However, they are actually quite good. I'm just wrong. They're 16, 18 nerve is good, 18 attacks is good, melee 3 is good, defense 4 is rubbish. But they are crush 2, they regen, they have fury, brutal, vicious. Because he's given them the Despoiler Champion upgrade, which I believe gives them an extra vicious and brutal, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. It makes them expensive. I don't know that. He's got 2 regiments of Abyssal Horsemen, which I really like. They're already the best cavalry in the game, and apparently they're getting an upgrade with the new Forces of the Abyss update. They don't need an upgrade. They're incredible already. And he's given them strength and sharpness, which is the correct way to take them. They are now fearsomely expensive. Every unit in his army is fearsomely expensive. These are a bunch of hammers. What you have here is a classic bag of hammers. Such good cavalry. 18 attacks and they regen defense 5. Ugh. The only downside is their 14-16 nerve. However, they have fury, which means that they can countercharge. There is a seductress with a gnome glass shield. That's very good because it gives her defense 6 once per game, until she takes her first point of damage. She's pretty scary because she's got duelist, so my captain's going to be hiding from her, and she's got ensnare. He's got an Abyssal Warlock, who he's given an extra unit strength to, which is pretty cool. Unit strength 2. Bane Chant, Veil of Shadows. Veil of Shadows is pretty good for my defending against my bolt throws, my ballista. And then he has not 1, but 2 Archfiend of the Abyss. So 2 dragons, 1 less attack than my dragon, but they do have Fireball. He's given one of them Strider boots and one of them Elites, so they're very, very good. So that bottom one has got 9 attacks on 3s with Elite and Vicious. And he's got all the... Look how much more he's only 15 more points than my dragon, right? At 300 points, mine's 285. And for that 15 points, they lose an attack, but they gain Brutal, Fury, Nimble. Oh no, mine's Nimble as well. And Vicious. So Brutal, Fury, and Vicious. Pretty good for 15 points. I'd take it. So 11 units, which is very light. And the 2 flyers don't like... And the cavalry really don't like my ensnaring infantry. So I've got a strong chance here because everything he has that's powerful, either slow or fly, right? And I've got loads of phalanx and loads of ensnare. and I have more flyers. So I'm coming into this feeling strong. Let's see how I mess it up. So this is our battlefield. We have, these are some height 9 forests, I want to say. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't come into it. Height 9, let's say, blocking terrain. This is a height 3 hill, 2 height 2 walls, and here 2 height, I think height 0 block difficult terrain. So infantry do get cover behind them. We are playing control. Control, you split the board into 6 squares. And then your opponent's center square is worth 2 to you. Your center square is worth 2 to your opponent. Everything else is worth 1. Right? Most unit strength end of the game wins. I hate this scenario because you have to do maths at the end, and I'm not good at counting. So we deploy thusly. I can't remember exactly the order we deploy. However, I think this horde I started with over here, and then I just redeployed it here. Because I wanted him to be all the way over here so that I could do the plan with this army, which is over, because normally what you get is block, smaller block, right? Fast, smaller block. And I want to basically murder before these guys get to me. So what he's got on this side, he's got 1 Abyssal Cavalry and a Gargoyle, Moloch, Worms. That's one of the Archfiends, and I think that's the Warlock there. Can't see, I think that's the Seductress at the front. Then we've got the other cavalry here, the other Archfiend, and the other Gargoyles, right? So against these guys, I've just got my shield wall, and I've got a general over there as well, and then these are my mounted scouts. I've got the Ballista here. The Ballista want to shoot... We want to shoot Archfiends, really, but he hasn't given me any, so I'm going to have to shoot Molochs instead to regen. Everything's regen, which is just poo, isn't it? Then we've got General... Spear Phalanx. That's the Wizard with Hex. That's the Beast Cavalry. And then the other General is down there. Right. There's some photos of his army. Isn't that nice? Can we see this one looks like it is the Sharpness Cav. Very scary. And there we have over here, yep, everything I said. Oh, we don't have, where's the Seductress? Where is the Seductress? Can't see it. Might be hiding behind this unit. One downside of these cool thematic units is can't see what's behind. Oh, there she is! Here she is at the front. Nice. Here's the bloodworms. And over there is the Stridey Boots. No, Stridey Boots is on one of these guys. Is it this one? I can't see it. I think so. This might be the Stridey Boots one. And then this one will be the Elite one, right? So these would be the Brute Strength Cavalry. Okay. Nice, cool unit. So I win turn 1, which is exactly what you want against a very fast army like his. For control, you might want to think about taking the end, because you need to get into the segments at the end, but I needed to push forward real hard. And so I did. I just literally went for it and went, all right then, have a go. Because I'm not scared of any of these against any of these. Right, so you can see what I've done. I've angled my unit slightly. So if you look back here, see how this one is slightly angled? So that when they come forward, they both run forward because there's no terrain. I hadn't deployed my captain by that point, but he's still on the hill. I forgot to deploy him. I'm like, oh, whoops. I deployed him back here. So when this unit runs forward, and this unit runs forward, it creates a slightly less gap here. So my Monarch can move forward into that gap and not be charged by this guy because he doesn't fit. All right, that's my plan. They push forward really, really hard. I've got a general here. I've got a general just touching the woods here. So these guys can't hit me. Just out of 20. Got mounted scouts out of line of sight there. And there's nothing really to shoot. Maybe can fire spark me with this Warlock. And there's my other general. So just kind of he's in a position to hold off here. The shield wall are just sitting here. They don't care. All right. And I get a Hex off. I get a Hex off and a Bolt Thrower. I just want to kill this... because he hasn't had a chance to Veil of Shadows yet, so I thought try and get him on the first turn. So I do a wound, and I do get a Hex off, so that's pretty cool. And this is his response. So on this right-hand side, he pushes forward as you would expect. So Gargoyles go in front, Cavalry behind, Archfiend behind. That's a problem. Archfiend there is a problem. All right, he's can just do whatever he wants next turn. If I don't lock him down, he's coming down here and facing that way, and I'm in big trouble. Don't like that. I think he can get a fireball off there as well. So the Seductress looks at this battlefield and thinks, do you know what? This guy, same problem that I've got with the Archfiend. He's going to be everywhere if I don't lock him down. So reluctantly, he just takes the Seductress straight into me with her gnome glass shield. Over here, he plays it a little more cautiously. So he starts here, just the Archfiend touching the woods. These guys behind the woods. And he moves, same gargoyles in front. This guy just moves a little bit sideways. Has he moved far enough? Let's find out. So that's unfortunate. That's the fire sparks. Who's that from? No, that was the fireball from the Archfiend. And he wavers my mounted scouts. Boo! 2 wounds from the Seductress on my general. Into my turn 2. Off we crack. So I look at this and I think, do you know what? I just have to go for this. Can't do anything about it. So I take my shield wall into the gargoyles. General into the Archfiend to lock him down. These guys just move back, so we're out of charge range. Counter charge onto the Seductress. And we kind of position a nice curve. So one thing he has missed is that my dragon could just turn like that. I don't know if he missed it or he just didn't care. You can see the arc of sight there. So basically the dragon is now facing this way. I think I've got enough to handle this, I hope. The dragon is needed in the centre, so off he goes. Everything else is positioned, so there's no there's no kind of nasty charges. I've measured so the gargoyles can't get behind here. 20, it puts them about here. They can't charge this guy, they can't charge this guy. Yeah. So they're kind of stuck. They're going to have to go into something, or the cavalry are going to have to go into something. And I charge the other Archfiend with the general. See, I just end up using generals as chaff because I haven't got any fast chaff. Maybe I should get some of those heroes on Pegasus instead. Too late now. We get another hex off, and he hasn't quite moved in far enough, so the bolt throwers could still see him. Oh, maybe he's shot. Maybe that's why he took 6 wounds. I don't know. Can't remember. 4 wounds onto the Archfiend. 1 wound onto you. Goodbye, gnome glass shield. 4 wounds onto there. So the generals have done, to be honest, not bad for them. Plus, we killed the gargoyles. Which would be good, but then I only get a 1-inch overrun, which is poor. Because what I've done, you can see where the shield wall have overrun. I've got, oh, there you go. So you can see where they've overrun, left a gap, which means the cavalry can charge into them, and then the Archfiend can flank my general. Whereas if I'd managed to overrun 2, he would have to front charge, and he wouldn't do enough damage to hurt him. As it is, that's bad. That was poor. Over here, and there you go, that's what he does. So I didn't take a picture of the dice, apologies, maybe take it in a minute. So cavalry in, flank here, unfortunate, just the way it is. Oh, this is the stridey one there. I was right. The Seductress looks at my general and says, do you know what? Can't do anything with that. Just going to spend all day fighting you. Might as well take out these guys. If I don't take out these guys, they're going to chaff me up. So counter charge onto my general from the Archfiend at the back here. He looks at this and he thinks, do you know what? I can't do anything. I might as well have a go. So he's going to be -2 to hit, but he was sharpness to start with. So he's back to 4s into this shield phalanx. And I forgot to use Indomitable Will because I'm an idiot. So they are not inspired. And he's kind of covered their flank with these gargoyles so that I can't flank him immediately. 6 wounds from the counter charge. That's pretty strong, isn't it? Pretty strong from the Archfiend. They're good. Only 2 wounds from the cav. That's what you get. Sorry. Sad times. No thunderous charge. It's wounding on 3, so it's just a rubbish roll. Bad times. And then it is into my turn. Man, I needed to take photos of turn dice at some point. Oh, no. You know what that is? It's still his turn. The Molochs charged the general. That's why the Seductress went off that way. So they were in range. They charged in 8 wounds total, so an extra 6 maybe. Anyway, they took him off, which is what happens to generals. They just get died. There's me bad-mouthing Molochs about how rubbish they are. Turns out, good enough to kill a general in a single turn. Hindered as well. So there you go. So now I've got worms, Molochs. Not looking good, is it? And I've got a little warlock up there on plenty of wounds. So Seductress, however, completely flubs it against these mounted scouts and doesn't kill them. So there you go. But the general up there does die. So now I've got an Archfiend with no challenge, and he kills off my shield wall as well. So then the right flank has collapsed. going great, is it? Into my turn 3. What do I do? What do I do? Well, this is how it looks at the start of turn 3. So not great. So we're not even wavered here, which is perfect. So at least I can chaff up these guys for a turn. He's going to be coming soon. This is all a problem. I don't want ensnaring into terrain. That's poor. Don't like that. I have got a dragon who's free to do whatever he likes, but now everything is facing him, so that's less good. This general's for the chop. I've got these beast cav. What to do with them? Oh, gosh. Yeah. So he's playing well. I'll give it to him. He's good. So off we crack. So I look at this Archfiend in the back and I think I need to get this sorted. I need this general to be alive. Beast cav to the rescue using their stridey boots. In we go. So we take into the gargoyles here. We countercharge here. Hope to survive another turn. This was a mistake, by the way. I should not have countercharged these guys. I should have just stepped back an inch and made him charge me hindered again. Mistake. My bad. And over here, so the dragon comes into this guy's on 6 wounds. He will die to a dragon, even hindered, hopefully. And then they're going to have to charge me hindered, and the dragon might survive that. I've placed my wizard here because he's reaching the end of his usefulness. He does Bane Chant, but we're okay. And so that basically these guys can't charge in the flank. Or, even worse, they can't turn, and these guys can't charge in the flank. So basically, I've stopped the worms because I don't care about them. They could charge me in the flank and end up here onto my horde. But these are the guys I'm worried about, and they're stuck, so they're going to have to take on my dragon, right? That's the idea. He's here for some rally, the captain. And we charge my horde into these Molochs. I'm not going to kill them, but I am going to hold them up and start chipping away some wounds for them to regen. And then, oh, well, there you go. Turns out, oh, that's right, because I basically, okay. So I looked at this and thought, well, they're going to have to come through cover anyway for a turn or so. The Seductress is going to start taking on my bolt throwers. I don't want that. Let's hit her. So I smash her in the face with my scouts. Let's see what they do. And the bolt throwers start chomping away. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be hitting an Archfiend, so they do that. And they put any wounds on him? How many wounds did he have before? Does anyone remember? Ooh, it's right up in there in the corner of the screen. It looks like 4. So he did 2 wounds to the Archfiend. Go, bolt throwers. So we kill the gargoyles. That's not unexpected. I'm slightly nervous about this. These guys, they just don't die. Anyway, we do 4 wounds on the countercharge, which is good, but because it's a countercharge, they're now not hindered. So they're only -2 rather than -3. Oh yeah, that's why they were on 4s. 2, 3. They were on 5s last time. 5s and 3s. This time they're going to be on 4s and 3s. That's less good. I might die. And then I've got these guys to fight. It's not good. Anyway. And we waver. How about that? We waver. These mounted scouts, legends. They are going to die to a rear charge from Abyssal Cavalry. But yeah, we waver the Seductress. Go team. What else happened? I don't know how many wounds they did to the Molochs. Into a Pete's turn 3. No wounds, it looks like. Legend. So, Pete's turn 3. So, the worms take on my wizard. Good luck with that. Molochs take on dragon, who did kill that warlock. Good boy. Counter charge here. Yeah, rear charge here, and the old Archfiend's coming for me. He's coming. Backs up the Seductress. Get it nice and clear. Look at that, I didn't kill this Archfiend. Double charge, I didn't flipping kill it. So now that's a shame, innit? Wonder how many wounds I did. Maybe we'll never know. So he countercharges my general because he's very likely to kill him this turn, but then he's going to have to face off against Beast Camp for the second time. Yep. Down he goes. Boo. Yeah, and yeah. So I'm starting to feel a bit foolish now. I've left this side a little bit unprotected. Is what it is. That looks like 2 wounds on my mage. They're okay. And 9 wounds is a lot, isn't it? Off of 18 attacks. I think that's a lot. Feels like a lot. But he's fine. Into turn 4. So it's getting a bit shaky. Poor dice and poor play. Poor dice on my side. Good dice. Not good dice. Poor dice on my side. And good play on his side. Is leaving me to not feel great. So that's how we're looking. A little bit shaky. A little bit scary. We're just taking loads of pictures of the state of play. So, what have I got? Unhurt Molochs. He did 5 wounds to me. I've got a wizard. I've got a hurt dragon. Got an Archfiend that's free. Got a spare regiment. Spare regiment. He's got an unhurt cavalry because they've... Oh, not unhurt. They've got a few wounds left, but they're regening away. And an Archfiend that just won't flip and die. So, we multi-charge. We look at this horde of Molochs and say, nope, you're for the chop. So, 2 regiments in now. So now this horde is unhindered into them. They are only defense 4. I back up, so he has to take a hindered charge again into my mage. Counter charge here. I look at this and think, well, I can't get into a way that blocks the cavalry from turning and rear charging or front charging my Dracons. They're too important. So I take the charge, sacrifice this unit. I think I probably do use my Indomitable Will on both of them this turn, just in case. We're going to the Archfiend. Maybe not this one. I don't know. I think Skulls is supposed to mean I've used it. We do 12 wounds onto that unit and we don't roll the requisite 6 to kill them. Bad times, everyone. We do kill the Archfiend at the top, though, so that's nice. Seductress is now getting into my bolt throws, who haven't been much use, to be honest. Here comes the Archfiend. So, Archfiend and Abyssal Cavalry into this regiment. Hindered, Ensnared, and Phalanx. They're all -3 to hit. These guys just ensnared -1 to hit. Haven't managed to kill them. No wounds from the worms that time. You suck. Oh no, the dragon didn't kill the Molochs. Flipping out. Not going well. 5 wounds from those guys. That's better than I expected, so we're feeling lovely. Because now we get to murder you. But it's just a turn too late. I need to be over there where the action is. 2 wounds more onto the wizard, the indomitable wizard who will not die. These guys are up to 9, but they're a horde, so they're still fine. Yeah, well, you know, bolt throws die. That's it, turn 5, nothing else died. How many wounds were done onto this unit? We'll find out shortly, my friends. My turn 5, there you go, it was 6 wounds. So all of that hitting power, all 18 plus 9 attacks, what's that, 27 attacks? On 6s though. Everything's on 6s because the -3. Love it. It's great, isn't it? Oh, this guy's got Stridey Boots, which he's already used. Maybe. Hasn't used yet? Hasn't used yet. Maybe he used them. Maybe he was on 5s. It doesn't matter. 6 wounds onto a regiment is good. Yeah, and the countercharge from these Molochs killed my dragon. Very, very sad. Very sad. Both Molochs still alive is not a situation. Both horsemen still alive is worse. Only 1 Archfiend left. But guys, all I've killed is chaff. Oh, it's so hard to beat Kingdoms of Men. Off we go. So, we murder the horsemen. So that's one thing. I've killed one level. It's turned flipping 5 and I've killed some horsemen. Well done me, right? These guys are facing this way because we're just going to go and hide behind this rock and claim a segment. The Dracons have run for a turn so they can see and they're going to come over here and play. We do kill these Molochs finally with my horde. I've not lost the 9 wounds. I think they're still there. And we countercharge. I believe we countercharge the Archfiend stopping flying. The wizard backs up and the captain runs into the worms. Have at thee, because by blocking the worms, I also block the Molochs. Now, doesn't look like I've done any wounds to whoever I don't know. No idea. I think I didn't do any wounds to the Archfiend. That's the problem. I keep taking photographs of the same thing. I'm clearly very excited. It's his turn 5. So counter, charge. Did I do any wounds to them? I don't know. It doesn't matter. No. Right. So, yeah. Seductress goes into the other war engine who hasn't been much use. I thought this guy was on some wounds. 6 wounds? He's on some wounds. He definitely had wounds. Yep, so they kill my regiment together and turn like this. Heading towards turn 6 now, so it's getting very important. You can see the boundary lines here, right? They're both in my segment. That's important. These guys are not because the captain is blocking them. I've got a mobile guy, so I moved him back because I didn't want him to die. That's why I sacrificed the captain. He needs to fly off and claim a segment. That's his job. He's unit strength. So turn 6, this is how we're looking, so let's just draw the lines. Beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, doop, that's it-ish, isn't it? Alright, so let's just add unit strength to these things as well. 4 unit strength, 3 unit strength, 2 unit strength, Archfiend. I want to say 3 or maybe 4 on these guys. 3, 3, 3. 1. Right, so... I mean, he's played a blinder. He really has. Considering what he was up against, this is pretty toasty. So I've got 5 unit strength in my segment. He can bring 5 in. I can't claim his segment. There's just nothing I can do. He could back these guys up to claim this one. That would be 1 to him. This one would cancel out. And this would be 1 to him. And then I could have this one, and that's a draw. How depressing. So, how do we win? How do we win? So this guy's on 7 wounds. I have been bolt throwing him. He has been taking some wounds. That's 1 more than he had before. This guy could fly off and take this one. I need to hold up the Archfiend. So, if I charge these guys into these cavalry, the Archfiend, and then charge the Captain into this guy to stop him flying, he can't then claim into this segment, so I get this one. Fly the Wizard somewhere. These guys get this one, these guys get this one. He has that one, in which case it becomes a 3-1 to me. Oh, it's so exciting. Let's see what I actually do rather than just theory hammering it. Okay, I do exactly. I don't do that. That's silly. Looking at it now, I'm annoyed. So anyway, the Wizard flies over here to claim this segment. Maybe Bloodworms are only 3 unit strength. I can't bother to go back and look now. Anyway, but these guys are on the line, so I can choose. You're supposed to choose on movement. I didn't realise that, but anyway. I think I choose this one. So 1, 2, 3 segments to me. I've charged the Captain in here. These guys can still move, and he could still move. Which means I would end up but 3-2, and he would win. Oh man, I'm not good at this game. And looking at it now, I'm thinking, blimey. I just put myself in a losing position. All I had to do was charge the cavalry. I think I was worried because they were on 9 wounds, and I was worried the counter charge would kill me, and then I would have nothing. That's what I was worried about. So the Captain goes for a Hail Mary charge into the Archfiend. He's on 7 wounds. And over here, yep, so I take this one with this one. I take this one with this one for 2. Look at that. Look at that. Hey guys, where's the Archfiend gone? So the Captain, who is a freaking legend, did 2 wounds. Put him up to 9. Right? And then I needed a 10 to roll him off, so I rolled an 11. And then my second nerve roll, I rolled a 9, and he was wavered. And I had a tournament reroll. There's tournament reroll in this tournament. And I looked at my dice, and I said, I'm going to re-roll the 5. Because as it is, I lose. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I rolled a 6. And then that's my turn 7 roll. And so, yeah, at the end, I lucked out a draw. How jammy is that? He was so bitter. Tournament re-rolled my waver into a death for his Archfiend. Yeah, because there's nothing he could do. That's the end of the game. So his turn 6, he just moved these guys back. So he gets 1, 2. That's total for him. And I get 1. Yeah. Did I win? That's funny. I didn't even realise that I won. We had it as a draw. Because the way that it looked, these guys move back, right? Is that the end of the game? No. Oh no, they charge in. Alright, they charge into the Captain. And they charge into these guys. So if he kills my horde, then he gets 2 here. Yeah, 3. Okay. Spoiler my own spoiler. He kills my Captain. Does he kill the horde? I can't remember. It doesn't look like he's killed the horde. Which is weird, because if he doesn't kill the horde, I should have won. Guys, I'm ever so sorry. It was a draw. I wanted to say, it was a draw at the end. We looked at it and went, oh, it's a draw. So these guys are on this segment. That's 1 for me. These guys are on this segment. That's 1 for me. Looking at this board, He's in that segment. So that's 1 for me as well. And I've got this segment as well. That would be 4. 4-1. If he killed this unit, then he would have 2, 3, and I would have 3. Which makes more sense. Let's just assume this unit's dead. Because I can't remember they didn't die. They probably died. Yeah, 18 attacks. Maybe he killed them. Let's say he killed it. It was 3-all. That's certainly what I think happened. Pete, if you're reading this, can you let me know what happened? Because I literally can't remember, even though it was only 2 weekends ago. It was a draw, everyone. So we drew our first game. Very nice result. Very jammy. I didn't deserve it. And that's the end of that game. Wow, I'm great at this battle reporting, aren't I? Should we move on to game 2? Alright, that was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? I remember now that actually I rolled, that's why there was a 1 there. It wasn't my turn 7 roll. I first rolled a 1 along with the 6. Right, that's 7. 7 and 9 he's fine. And I re-rolled the 1 into the 5 for the kill. I killed him. Whatever. You know, things stuck in your mind. I'm like, damn, I know we drew. We're really certain we drew. So he didn't win. I think the Horde died. Right, so game 2 was against Ben. I've not met Ben before. I've not seen him at tournaments before. So him and his group of friends have been playing war games for a very long time. And are really cool guys, actually. I was really enjoyed hanging out with them. And he had this dwarf list. So let's have a look at his dwarf list. It is 2 regiments of Iron Guard. So these are the defense 6 dwarves with throwing mastiffs for both of them. And he did tell me which ones are which. Now, right, looking at his list, Iron Guard are the guys with the shields. Iron Guard, shields. Let's look at his army. Got any? No, I haven't. I've got any, that's my army. Here we are. Iron Guard. Look at them. They're very Iron Guardy. Look how Iron Guardy they are. So, 2 regiments of Iron Guard, defense 6 dwarves. They hit on 3, 12 attacks, good. 2 regiments of Shield Breakers, their defense 4, but they have Crush 2, completely unnecessarily, Rules Committee. And they're only 14, 16. Defense 4. And everyone has Headstrong, of course, because they are dwarves. Headstrong for that once per game. Shrug off a waiver if you roll a 3 up, so naturally you always roll a 2. A regiment of Rangers, so Rangers are the shooty dwarves, and they have Dwarven Ale, which gives them Headstrong, because they don't normally have Headstrong. He thought, you know, keep the theme, good for him. They're Crush 1 Pathfinder and Scout, which is nice. Berserker Brock Riders Regiment with Sharpness, making them melee 3. 26 attacks on melee 3. Hello, and a dash 18 nerve. That's strong, isn't it? Only Thunder 1, but they are vicious. And they have Vengeance, which is Crush 1 on the counter charge. You can immediately forget that, because it doesn't come up. A single Flame Belcher. I hate Flame Belchers. They're so good. Not enough people take them. 15 attacks. There is no piercing, but it is 14 inches and shattering. That's a lot of attacks on a 4. Very, very good for 90 points, I think. He's got a Stone Priest with Radiance of Life, which he comes with. I know he bought that. He's actually given him a lot of rules. This is a very expensive Stone Priest, 145 points. So he's got the Edge Periscope, which allows him to cast over the head of his own troops, which is good. He's then given him Wither and Perish, which is like it's like Twilight King's weakness, but for normal people. So it's damaging weakness. And Scorched Earth, which makes you hindered. He uses both of these spells. So he uses this Stone Priest very, very well, I would say. You know, the characters, particularly the characters in his army, he's really got a hang of. I think he plays them very well. Dwarf Lord, just normal Dwarf Lord. He is defense 6, because dwarves are. He's got the Horn of Heroes. The Horn of Heroes... guys, I don't know what it does, and I don't think it comes... It does come up. What does Horn of Heroes do? I'm going to look on my phone while I'm talking rubbish at you. Because this... I'd say it doesn't matter. Forget about it. It doesn't come up. But I seem to remember that it does actually come up. So, let us find a Dwarf Lord on this little app here. Here we go. You gain Secured Position, which is fine. But I don't know what Secured Position is. So, Secured Position is Dwarf Lord, where are we? This unit is considered a scoring unit with a unit strength of 0. Okay, this is the thing. Units with this rule add +1 to the unit strength so long as they are outside of 6 inches. So that Dwarf Lord is scoring. Wow. Pretty cool. It doesn't come up. I thought it was something else. It doesn't come up. But that's pretty cool. I don't think anyone's used that. I can remember. Anyway, he's got a Berserker Lord, and this one is on foot, unusually. But he's got Blade of the Beast Slayer. This guy is great. So at speed 5, so fast for a dwarf, plus wild charge D3, he can charge up to 13 inches as fast as a Fanatic, let's say, that I don't have. And he is crush 3 against my big stuff, like my Beast Cavalry or the Dragon. So that's pretty scary with 7 attacks, right? Melee 3. And Vicious. I think that's pretty great. And 130 points compared to this caster. Just cheap. Great. God, dwarves are cheap, aren't they? He's got a Dwarf Lord on Large Beast. That's the normal defense 6 Dwarf Lord on a speed 7 mount with 7 attacks. Only crushed 1, but he has got Thundered 2 as well. Oh god, that's good with Blade Slashing to reroll 1 missed hit. And then he has got the formation, which is the Royal Guard. The Royal Guard formation, you get 2 regiments of Bulwarkers. So Bulwarkers are the phalanx infantry, but in this formation they become melee 3, which makes them extremely good. Everyone's got Order March, of course, and he's given them throwing mastiffs. So if we look at his army again, whoa, come here. Here they are. So these guys with these things and spears are obviously Bulwarkers. These are obviously what are they called? Bloody shield breakers. So Bulwarkers. Oh, and then obviously, so the rest of the formation is a horde of Ironclad. Is a horde of Ironclad, also melee 3 in the formation. Just gross. So here we have Bulwarkers, horde of Ironclad, right? These are the Iron Guard, the defense 6. These are some more shield breakers. So shield breaker here. Brox on goats today. There's the Dwarf Lord, Rangers, shield breakers, right? It's hard to play dwarves. They're all dwarves. They all look the same. Anyway, I thought you did an okay job of keeping them separate. Anyway, so I wanged on about this list for far too long. You must be bored by now. He's got the Standard Bearer comes with the formation. He's given him Sacred Horn because he's got an aura of elite for infantry. So all of this melee 3 infantry is now elite. And he's got a rule called For the King, which means that within 6 inches or something, you can re-roll your failed headstrong. Just like, what a good list. I think it's really good. Big fan. So we deploy like this. We are playing Loot, I believe, right? Loot. Loot is where you have 3 tokens. So, terrain. Blocking, height 6, height 0, difficult, height hill, height 3, here and here. Forests, height, whatever, 9, doesn't come up. And 2 height 2 walls, right? So quite down the centre terrain. Not a big fan of terrain just down the centre like that, leaving all the deployment zones. I like a bit more of a mix, but it is difficult without putting things like hills and deployment zones, which some people don't like. I think it's fine. Anyway, so we deploy like this. So I am looking at these tokens, and I'm thinking, which ones do I want? And I decided I want these ones. So I want these ones because I think he chose that side. I want to funnel him between these hills. That will allow me to jump flies over the back and look at how he's deployed. Right, so he's deployed very central in a big long line. I've got enough things here, I think, to occupy this token for a while. Because he's not got enough stuff here unless he brings the Brox in. If he brings the Brox there, then I'm on a winner. So I have a general here. These are the shield wall. And 1 regiment of spear phalanx. And again, the scouts, the noble scouts. I've got another general in the middle. And I have horde of infantry. Yeah, so spear phalanx, spear phalanx, spear phalanx. There's the captain. There's the wizard. He's going to spend his whole time trying to hex that damn very expensive stone priest here. And I've got my dragon here. I've got bolt throw here and bolt throw here. Where, you might ask, are the Beast Cavalry? Wow, I'm glad you asked. Here they are. So they're over on this side. So the plan is chaff off this stuff here for as long as possible. I'm going to try and get my guys onto the tokens. So I'm slightly faster, not very much faster. Obviously the horde's going to get stuck on this wall, but these guys can go pretty fast, right? If I get these guys up here, I'm only really worried about the flame belcher. Everything here obviously can kill me, and I can't kill it, but it's going to take ages to kill me. And I've got lots of nimble, fast-flying units that either go around the sword. So he's deployed very central. He's scouted just a little bit with these things here. What that means is that both of my generals on the sides have free reign to go 20 and turn. And this is just an experience thing, I think, is, you need to anchor off a side when you're facing fast-flying units. You can't be in the middle like this because you're going to get flanked. You need to anchor off a side. Choose 2 tokens and work on it. For him to put this much stuff this side of this rock, I think is dangerous because it leaves me the chance to get around him. That's the plan, guys. Let's see how we go. There's all my stuff. There's all his stuff, which I've already been through like 3 times. And I get first turn, which is, unfair. But hey, that's life. So, general down the side, facing down the flanks. Very nasty place to be. These guys are all facing here because the only thing they're worried about is here. So I keep... Well, these guys aren't even in cover. I don't think they even care. I kind of want him to shoot them because then I can flank him. But anyway. Same on this side, so very sorry. And I've put my monarch here because he's also looking nice, so he can then jump over next turn. Beast cap here, so we've got some nasty speed 20 stuff here. We're going to stop plinking away. Everything else just pushes forward as far as possible. And then we get the hex off. We try to take the flame belcher is what I'm really worried about. So I just try to shoot the flame belcher as much as possible. I get 2 wounds on it, but it's not enough to do anything. There's a wound on this side. Who's done 1 wound on that side, guy? Oh! It's the old mounted scouts. Nice work, guys. You've done a wound. Well done. Anyway. So then, realising it's a mistake, but he does some very nice defensive work. So he's backed up here with his shield breakers. He said, you can flank me if you like. I don't care. And then you get eaten, which I think is smart. Let's see if he's given me a speed 20 charge into the back of his lines. There is a dwarf king here. So that's probably not a great thing to do because then he will destroy me. I can charge him in the flank if I want to, but he's defense 6. I'm crushed 2 thunder 1. Everything else is just kind of plundered forward, and he's kind of just said, all right, you can have this flank because this is my beast slayer guy here. He does not like this guy. He is terrified of this guy. And that is these guys. So that is throwing dogs. That's what that is. Throwing dogs, and this thing 14-inch shooting. Yeah. 5 wounds, and he rolls the requisite 10 twice to take me off. Sometimes you get a bad break. And then 6 wounds on these guys from the Rangers, and maybe more throwing dogs, I'm not sure. And I lose the Mounted Scouts again as well. Not overly successful, the old Mounted Scouts so far. So, on to my turn 2. So I've lost 2 units in my first turn. They're not wildly important units, so I'm not that bothered, but still feel sad about it. So what do I do? What would you do? I'm not even sure what I do. So over this side, I think the Brocs have moved forward very far. He's not angled them one way or the other because I don't think he's made up his mind which way they are needed just yet. But what he's meant is that I've got, the chance to move forward out of his charge arc with at least one of my units. On this side, I've got the chance to move up onto tokens, and I've still got lots of very fast, scary stuff here. So things aren't that bad. So there you go. So I've moved everything up. I didn't take the token just yet, but you can see he does have a charge here. But I'm not worried about hindered Brocs, even into phalanx and in snare, because they hit on 3s. -1 for this wall would put them hitting on 4s, and then -2 for being phalanx and snare would make them 6s. So I kind of want him to charge here so I can flank him. Let's see if he takes the bait. I do take the charge onto this individual. Foolish or not, the reason I do it is because I can't do anything about him. I might as well try and get some wounds on him. I could get a lucky kill and overrun into the rear. At worst, he's got a turn of combat on me, and I'm distracting. Because actually, this token is the important thing. He's got not great charges here. And I'm hoping he'll turn around a bunch of stuff to try and deal with this rather than thinking about the token. Let's see. This general has flown over and turned. It's a nasty position to be in again. You know, it's just looking at flyers. So looking at this flyer and thinking, where's he going next turn? If these guys were just a little bit further over, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Which is nasty. I don't like it particularly. It doesn't make me feel good playing like this against someone that hasn't got the experience against the flyers. It makes me feel like a bit of a tool. But it's a tournament, so So on this side, I look at this Gloucester guy and I think, all right, you know what? Fine, go for it. I've got 3 flying units, all of whom fear you, but 3 of them, you can't kill all of them. So these guys move up, the dragon hops over, and I take a flank here to try and kill them. So the phalanx in the flank is good, don't care about that. I jump on the token, I grab the token with this unit, so I've got 1, and this one's ready to go. So, because he's moved forward kind of cautiously, shooting me off, I now have the chance to grab token, not die, drop and move forwards, and then pick up with something else like this wizard. There you go, 4 wounds, not bad for a general. Not good enough, but, you know, not bad. 7 wounds in the flank there, which is pretty good for 14 attacks on 3s and 2s. Actually, it's not really good, is it? It's rubbish. Is that good? Let's do the maths. 14 on 3s should be... like 9? Yeah. I think that's alright. It's okay. It's within reason. So, how does he respond to this incredibly aggressive play? Let's have a look. So, he takes the charge. He runs these guys forward with their old thingy marchy march, whatever it's called. Ordered march. He says, yeah, rangers can take out shield wall. Of course they can. Can they? And he countercharges onto my general up here. He decides this is enough. What he has here is enough to deal with what I've got here, which it probably is. The Brocks are going that way where they're needed. Yeah, and so the shield breakers turn around to face the rear of my general. He countercharges with his king. He simply backs these guys up a bit, so he can at least see my general, and he turns his king on large beast this way and has his Brock riders as well for this threat, which is imminent and painful. On this side again, so he keeps his ironclad where they are and countercharges with his phalanx unit. We don't like that. If he doesn't kill my general, though, he's going to get flanked by beast cavalry. That's not pleasant. But then he's got a horde to respond. So, you know, he could give up 1 unit for 1. Seems like a fair. He then uses his Wither and Perish. So his Stone Priest hops around the side, learning the lesson from being charged by a unit. And he withers and perishes my general, so I am now hindered. Oh, it's a bit mean. And General on Wingbeast wavers, because that's what General will do. So that's 9 wounds straight off. Pretty great. 9 wounds off of 15 attacks. On 3s, though. Yeah, no crush, though. So he did, you know, he should do 10 hits, and then on 5, it should be 3. 9 is high. That's great. Really good. So, yeah, the General's wavered. Very sad. Wavered is fine, though, because now the Beast Cavalry are going to eat you. We're going to eat you. 3 wounds on that guy. He's okay. 3 wounds here. That's a terrible round. So he had a great round on one side and a terrible round on this side. So 3 wounds on these shield wall. That's poor. And now you're going to get flanked. Hindered, though. Into my turn 3. So yes, I take that flank. I hope to wipe them out. They have got a couple of wounds on them, so it's a reasonable likelihood. Otherwise, I'm getting flanked, and it's just flank on you, flank for you, a flank for you. At the back here, I do take the countercharge into the king because he's got some wounds already. Maybe I can get rid of him and turn to face these guys for a turn. Who knows? I decide I won't take the charge that the hindered charge on this general. Instead, I will try to, shenanigan him a bit more. So I look at the line of sight here and I simply jump behind these units. I bide my time before I choose a nasty target here. And then I back these guys up. So what I do, you can see what I've done. I've created a barrier for myself. The Iron Guard, the stuff I just can't kill, is too far away to do anything. This is the problem, the Flame Belcher, which has done a huge amount of wounds on me. So that was, I think, some Throne Dogs from these guys. and the Flame Belcher with 10 wounds on my horde. I don't like that, so I'm just backing away with my token. So Beast Cavalry go on the side here, and the other Phalanx unit going to the Ironclad. What that does is create a lovely barrier. Got my Captain here to hold things up if they do run forwards, and my Wizard has picked up the other token. So I'm now up on tokens. Have I got one on that side? I don't pick it up. On the off chance I don't kill them, I've left it underneath me. Yeah, so what this allows me to do is to start backing away with the token. So remember, this guy was wavered. He's just backed up because I've got the flank here, so these guys should hopefully die. Then the dragon, rather than take on a phalanx unit in the front, which is a bad idea, have come to flank the Ironclad Ironclad, along with this front charge. So we should get quite a substantial number of wounds on them. That's a bolt thrower. Did a wound to some Brock Riders. Well done. We get the old hex off. Love a bit of hex. That's sad, isn't it? So I don't know how many wounds there were. I can't see. But I waver the Rangers. It's flank for me. Flank for you. Flank for me. Up to 4 wounds there. Still can't. I only had 1 wound that turn, which is pretty pathetic for a general. But then I've lost my Thunderous. So I'm wounding on 4s. And that was a great result, wasn't it? So I roll just like enormously and blow up the Ironclad. The dragon really performed on 3s and 2s, 20 attacks, 3s and 2s. And what that allows me to do is create a brilliant barrier now against all this stuff coming around. And you've got a dragon right in your flank and rear. Horrible place for a dragon to be. And obviously we murder them as well. So now we've got 3 very mobile units. This guy, you know, he can do this, this, or this. But whatever he does, he's got 2 more units to come. So that's not great. Into his turn 3. So off we go. What's going to happen? So now my plan is just to get these 2 tokens the hell out of the game, and then hold everything off for the rest of it. That's all I'm doing. Takes the flank there, of course. He doesn't pass his headstrong because, you know, who can roll a 3 these days? This guy says, I'm tired of playing with generals. I'm off. You guys can just eat him. Yeah, fair. There's a Wither and Perish, making best use of it onto the most powerful unit. Very, very sensible. He hides like this. I think it's adorable. So Standard Bearer, so the Stone Priest, the Hex Stone Priest, who's taken 2 wounds from his Wither and Perish, hides behind this Standard Bearer behind this War Engine. Which is cool. Because they've got this King on Large Beast coming to play with my dragon. Ooh, I don't like Flame Belchers, guys. I don't like them. 14, another 4 wounds on them, but they're still okay, just holding on. And yeah, so the Berserker Lord says, I don't want this general, even wounded. I'm going to kill him. And he does. He murders him like a tiny little baby. And then more murder of generals on this side. So I'm losing generals. Cool tattoos. Yep. But this was a rubbish flank. So he, you know, rolled well elsewhere. But rolled like, oh, it was 10 wounds they had, by the way. Rolled like garbage here. And only 6 wounds on them. And they're okay. Wow. So this side is going spectacularly well. Way better than I would ever expected. Into my turn 4, and we look like this. This unit is going to die next turn. There is no doubt. He's ordered marched here. He's turned this way here. Even the shooting would kill me next turn. That's a problem. So let's see what I do. I think this is quite clever. I sound really smug about that, but I do. I was really proud of this move. So here's what I do. Beast Cavalry in the flank of Shield Breakers. Even on 4s, that's very unpleasant. We charge a War Engine here with my Spear Phalanx. Even hindered, that's still 45 attacks. Pretty good. Captain is still playing Merry Hell, just holding things off, rallying. This guy's way out of the game. So the General, who's up here, let's see here, charges this Iron Guard, turn 6 unit in the rear. So 21 attacks on 3s and 3s should be nice. I am going to get brocked if it doesn't work, so let's hope. And then I drop the token with my Horde, and I run forward and I flank this unit. Hindered flank, but that's still 60 attacks. No Bane Charm though, because. And then we continue to try and kill rangers over here. The reason there's no Bane Chant is... Guys, where's my showing you what I did stuff? I was really proud of this move and I can't show you it. So, these guys flank here, right? Ba, ba, ba. These guys flank here. Ba, ba, ba. He rear charges here. We charge the War Engine here. So what I do is, this guy runs off with the token. The dragon flies 20 and picks up the other token. Huh? Ah, pretty good. I'm still smug. Right, so then we shoot these guys and we double one them. It's not really an important double one, but I do double one. It's always nice to note. We waver the War Engine. It's rubbish, isn't it? 5 wounds, it looks like. 5 wounds. Come on, man. I had 45 attacks on 5s and 5s. Yeah, pretty good. That was my 21 attacks on 3s and 3s. 11 wounds on them and they're okay. Boo. And then we double one. Oh no, that's my one on the 11th. So I double one. And then I re-roll my double one into a 2. It's just rubbish, isn't it? So making up for that incredible re-roll the last turn, I'm like, I'm going to re-roll this double one. You've got 11 wounds. Surely you'll die now. Nope. You definitely don't. Did the other ones die? Probably not. 2 wounds? 2 wounds. Well, yeah. What is it? 30, 60 attacks on 5s and 6s. 2 wounds. Rubbish. We do kill that one though. So hooray, we've killed something. And now the Lord and Large Beast is going to lock me down for the rest of the game. Nothing I can do there. Into his turn 4. So Ben, what does he do? This is how it looks. So right now, there's my good move. Hooray! Off we go. So he needs these guys. That's not shooting anymore. This guy is his only chance to run as fast as he can this way. Right? The Brox, theoretically, could come this way. Let's see what he does. So we did kill the Rangers, which is nice. I have picked up the token with the I think I'd picked it up previously on this flank charge. I'd picked it up with this unit of spear phalanx. Can you see that? So we kill them, and then on the reform, I reform these guys facing that way, sidestep these guys, pick up token. Okay. The reason I do that is because now he needs to spend turns killing an ensnaring phalanx unit while I take my token and run. He's probably going to get me. These are all very good units. These are not. And I'm wounded. He's only got 2 turns to do it. So he withers and perishes me and takes the Dwarf Lord into me. That means I'm now wounding him with 6s, which is bad. That's the king into the flank of my, and a counter charge into my general, so he's going to die. 2 wounds is rubbish for a Lord and Large Beast, no offense. And then he kills my horde, because of course he does. They were very, very wounded. And I only did 1 wound to you, so why not? But only a waver there, which is spectacular. So damn, this is too good, guys. So 8 wounds and a waver. I've got another turn to run away with that token. It's fantastic. So into my turn 5. So it's starting to look a bit desperate. He does take the Brox off the hill this way, which is by far the most sensible thing because they're very fast and they want to come after these tokens, which is the game. And here's this other guy. He ran this way because that's the game. Yeah, I got 2 turns to run away. They're out the game. He's not dead. How is this possible? I don't know. I guess he rolled like arse. So that's bad for him. So I run my captain this way. So you have to charge me here. He's not likely to die from 1 set of attacks. We haven't got any crushing on defense 5. You see I've put the angle here for the Brox. What I've done is I've run the wizard out of charge range of this guy. And I put the dragon this way. The reason I'm doing this is mindful of what's coming. Lots of threats. Potential 2 more turns. 3 more turns. I want to drop all the tokens onto the dragon, which is far more durable than this 10-12 wizard or 11-13 wizard, whatever it is, 10-12. Yep, so we back up, which is a smart move because it means he has to charge me hindered into ensnare. And I've moved here. He hasn't got enough turn to charge these guys in the flank, so I'm just trying to make good my escape. That's what I've already shown you. These are bolt throwers, so we're really trying to take out these flipping Brock Riders. We've been shooting them for a few turns now, up to 8 wounds. Not good enough. We do get 3 wounds from the other bolt thrower on this little guy. He's got a giant bolt hanging out of his head. So this slap fight continues over here. 2 wounds each. Oh my gosh. Did I kill the regiment? Freaking legend. So the other general kills the regiment. 4 wounds is rubbish rolling, man. That's really bad dice. And we also finish off the war machine with these spear phalanx. So we're good for another rear charge. Let's go. And over here, so on his turn 5, he takes a double charge into that ensnaring unit. So these are hindered. These are not. That's bad. They're going to die. So you can see King in the rear takes the charge into my captain. The Brock Riders, look at the situation over here. Where are we? Here. Wide shot, wide shot. There we go. No. Yes. Can't see these guys, but need to get in. Can see the bolt thrower that's down there. So really for positioning reasons, he charges into the bolt thrower with them, into the blister. That's not very nice for them. For these guys. That'll teach you have no faces. He moves up onto the hill with him so he can see what he's doing. Because he's his chance to win by killing something. More wither and perish, more flipping slap fight in the back there is really not important. Oh, he wavers them. I've got indomitable will. He does kill there. Very scared shield wall with their little token. Into my turn 6. So this is how we look. So, yeah, this unit's dead. He's so dead. The captain survived. No wounds by the look of that. Wah, wah, that's bad, isn't it? Even better, this general survived. No, 1 wound there, and he's still alive. So we're going to get a rear charge here. Holding off here. We're going to swap both tokens onto my general and turn and hope that I survive 1 turn here. Now we do have Brock Riders, so I'm going to have to sacrifice the wizard by flying him in front of the Brock Riders. And hope we can not have a turn 7, basically. So yeah, turn to face there. Go on, charge me hindered then, boys. So there's the plan. So actually ignore these guys. I decide that the general in the rear is enough and also they're too far away. So I run him 10. The reason I run him 10 is because when the wizard dies, I've got another unit to throw into them. And then the dragon is just going to try and survive this very, very scary Berserker Lord. 7 attacks on Crush 3. So yeah, there we go. So we charge the Standard Bearer just for a chance to kill him and overrun maybe, but more positioning wise. Oh, that's 12 wounds. You can see 12 wounds. I don't kill the Standard Bearer and I don't kill these guys. So that was rubbish, wasn't it? Just why am I even showing you this rubbish fight? Yeah, whatever. I die. I don't die. 7 wounds and they're still weakened. Wow, what's happened there? I can't even see which unit that is. Oh, yes. So they countercharge the general because he didn't kill them on 12 wounds and kill him. He finally dies, my last general. Countercharge here, nothing happens there. Sometimes. I waver here for the 2nd turn, and that means I cannot indomitable will my way out of this one, but it doesn't matter because it's completely irrelevant to the game, and the wizard dies, of course, to this very, very scary sharpness unit. Brock Lord? No, Berserker Lord comes into my dragon. 5 attacks off of 7, so 5 wounds off of 7 attacks is pretty freaking scary. Yeah. So there we go. And he finally gets that token way later than he should have done on this flank. It was just a horrible set of circumstances. And then we don't get a turn 7, so that's the end of the game. At the end of the game, I do survive. I mean, the likelihood is that counterattack, that counterattack would have killed the Berserker Lord maybe, or at very least done something very nasty to him. But all the same, that was very much on the edge, wasn't it, really? So yeah, thank you for loved the game against Ben. Really lovely bloke, really nice. Felt very mean using this many flyers against someone who hasn't got the experience against them, but pulled it out of the bag. So yeah, 2-1, and on to game 3. All right, into game 3, and this was against Ashley, who I had also not met before, and also a cool guy. His herd. Didn't see the herd very much. I do like to see the herd. I've not heard of the herd. No, I can't be bothered. So, I also don't have a nice background for the herd. It's this weird grainy one. I don't know where that's come from. Anyway, so it's a good list. I like it a lot. It's very fast. So he has 2 troops of spirit walkers, and I would like to try and talk you through what, because it's all these insects, right? So they're all this really cool kind of insectoid army rather. Yeah. So a lot of it was spent. What's that? What's that one? What's that one? Like that. I'm trying to find where the spirit walkers are. I can't remember what the spirit walkers are. Oh god. But yeah, he was very cool about it. So I think, has he got any? Okay, so yeah, regiment. So the spirit walker troops, which are these Pathfinder, Wild Charge 1, Speed 6, Defense 3, Melee 3, 12 attack, Chaff, 11, Dash 11 nerve. That's pretty good. I've never even seen these before. So I look like I heard. So that's these spiders are the spirit walkers. Okay. Then he has 3 regiments of Longhorns. Okay, so Longhorns have rallying 1 for herd only, which is everything. Everything is herd. They're all herd apart from the Scorchwings. So Pathfinder as well, because everything's Pathfinder. Crush 1, Thunder 1. So he's given them Thunderous Charge 1 upgrade. And they hit on 3s, 12 attacks, 14, 16, but rallied by each other, so they'll all be up to 16, 18, which is pretty solid. So the Longhorns are going to be the spiders. Big spiders. These are spirit walkers, little spiders. Big spiders, Longhorns. Right? Very cool. And does he play them as Night Stalkers? Yes, he does. So, we have a horde of Guardian Brutes with the Brew of Sharpness. That's disgusting. So 30 attacks plus Fury, Brutal, Crush 1, Thunder 1, Pathfinder, Melee 3 now. That's the unit we're all terrified of. I have frozen my screen by pressing back too many times. No! Damn it. Guardian Brutes. Guardian Brutes are going to be these big snakes. These guys. Yeah. Big snakes, Guardian Brutes. And then we have 2 regiments and a horde of Scorchwings. They are the flying guys. Bees. Wasps. Bees. So here's the horde. Here's the 2 regiments. Alright. Very cool. Scorchwings flying. We've got Fire Sparks for 18-inch. The horde have got Elite, which is very nice. And Brutal on one of the regiments, which I don't think comes up, but is an interesting choice. Now, he has got a Great Chieftain with Horn of the Great Migration, which I believe is the aura of Wild Charge. So, there's a lot to watch out for on this army, because he can add Wild Charge to everything, so everything can be nice and fast. And then he's got Shroud of the Saint and Heal 3. What is going on there? Stop pressing backwards. Anyway. Yep, so it's a nice fighty character. Great Chieftain with that horn is going to be this guy. Got a better shot of him? No? Yes? This guy. Possibly. There's 2. It's either that one or that one. Because there's also a caster, I believe. Yeah, there's 2. There's a Glade Walker Druid. 2 Glade Walker Druids. One's on a steed, right? So the other Glade Walker Druid in the centre has got Heal 4 and Veil of Shadows 3, which is good. Okay, so he's looking to get Heal. Veil of Shadows on that centre block. And then the other one is on a steed and has Hex and Alchemist Curse 4. Alchemist Curse 4 is great, especially on a Speed 9 caster. And they're both 12, 14, which is pretty great. So if you check on the... that's this guy. This is the Hex and Alchemist Curse guy. And the Heal and the Veil of Shadows guy is here. So... that is them. And then we have this very cool formation, which I've not heard of before, called Tribal Trappers, which is... so it's called the Silent Hunt. And it's made up of Tribal Trappers. So much I know about it. And he's given them Thunderous Charge as well. And these are ensnaring regiments with deadly snares. Deadly snares, if you charge them when any of them is touching terrain, you take D3. That's a B, Stephen. D3 damage, which is very cool. makes them even worse to charge. And they are a ranged unit with short bows, and they come with Soft Hoof, the worst named hero ever, who he's given the Gnome Glass Shield to. Don't like that. 4 attacks though. And he has all of the rules, and all of them scout as well. So his tribal trappers are these snakes, and this is Soft Hoof. He doesn't have hooves, he's a snake. All right. And we are playing, I believe, Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold, there you go. So Fool's Gold is a scenario where you reveal your tokens at the end of turn 3. Okay, and they are bluff tokens. So I put down my tokens. I believe this is a 1 and this is a 2. It might be the other way around, I can't remember. And then my other 1. So I think that's a 0 and I think that's a 0. And I think my other one is that 1. And he's put 4 tokens in each corner. So he put all these ones down the right hand side. He put 1 here, that's right, and 1 over here in the far corner here. And then he's put 1 on this hill, 1 here, 1 here. No, that's not that one. It'll be that one. That will be one of my zeros. Okay, because mine is put on your opponent's half of the board. Right, there we go. I know what I'm doing. I really don't. So these are his 5 tokens, okay? 6 tokens. There's 1 here. There's 1 down in that corner. There's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And he was kind of saying, well, you know, we can reveal those to be zeros later, the ones in the corner. And I was like, haha, yeah, believing him. Let's see if that was warranted. That's my 0. That's my 0. And then these are my scoring tokens. 2, 1, 1. Yeah. Okay. So actually that's mine. Fuck it. You know what? Let's just play and find out, shall we? And so on we crack. So we deploy thusly. So I'm looking at my board, and we can see quite clearly now that those are my 5 tokens. So he's got 1 on the hill there, 1 here, 1 here, and he's got 2 in the corners. All right, which I consistently try and pick up because they're next to my dice or whatever. So I look at these tokens. I know that these are my no. These are the 3 that are mine that's just scoring. Those are the ones I'm focusing on. And then I'm just hoping that this one or this one are also. No, that's a 0 from mine. So I'm hoping that this one is 1 and therefore I can win. That's all I'm hoping for, basically. So I have deployed very heavily here. This horde was originally here to make him put more stuff here, which is great. And he has done that. I then redeployed over here. My dragon's going to fly out of the way and I'm going to have bolt thrower shots all day into stealthy. So yeah, no. He's got very little here. So he's got his 2. They are fast and punchy. He's got 2 scorched wings, but I should be able to take care of that with all of this. So I've got my ensnare, phalanx guys. So that will strip all that thunderous charge, which is great. So we're going to try and form a wall here against these very scary units. I do have some stuff down in this corner here. So same configuration as before. I've got the shield wall, 1 general, and my mounted scouts against his scorched wings and these thorny boys, tribal trappers. Everything else is here, so I'm just going to face off against here. I'd make him run through terrain, but there's no point. Everything's got Pathfinder. So we're just going to use our ensnare as much as possible to hold off this stuff while we murderize all of this and then swing round. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Do I get first turn? Yeah. No. That's just still more deployment shots. That's the scout, so he scouts them forward into the woods where they're going to sit for the entire game with their thorny thorns. I do get first turn. Wow, first turn 3 games in a row is pretty skanky, isn't it? Pretty skanky. So I push up really hard. I look at these scorched wings and I think, do you know what? Scorched wing off this unit. I'm speed 9. I'm speed 10. Next turn, I've gotcha. Maybe. I mean, probably not. And then in this side, so we push forward as far as we can with these units. We are on a wall here. We are, in terrain here. Not in terrain here. I've got some hex to go off onto the Veil of Shadows guys. My dragon is facing that way to offer flanks if they do come in. And my general is right up in the woods, really baiting as to say, come on then, let's have a go. Let's see if you want to charge me right in the front. Which he could, because he's pretty fast. I'm not sure, maybe he's just out. But what that's also putting is my general in a nice spot to do some kind of trying to fly over shenanigans, which is basically all they do. Generals fly over the back and cause a nuisance and then die before they do anything good. And the left-hand side, I've just pushed up very, very hard. So everything is just ready to kind of pounce. That is a bolt thrower shot for 1 whole damage. And that is that. So for his turn, he's responded by coming forward pretty hard. So these are ready to shoot. These are ready to shoot. So they are out of my charge range because I'm not good at measuring. Hex Wizard, Alchemist Curse Wizard has come forward very far. I don't know if that's bait or... I mean... Yeah, because where... He's put me in a field, I guess, and thinking maybe unlikely to die if I charge in a field by this dragon. If he's an Alchemist Curse the dragon, right? Because that's a really good target for Alchemist Curse. But, I mean, there is a lot. This is general here. A lot of stuff that can charge him next turn. He's the Tribal Trapper, so one of them just run forwards and charged my Ensnaring Regiment. The other one is waiting behind the hill, and he's got his 2 Scorch Wings here behind. So looking somewhat fragile against all these flyers. Let's see what happens. Shooting is pretty damn good. So 8 points onto the shield wall and 6 points from these spiky guys. I can't remember the name, I'm sorry. The thorny... It should be... Oh, fuck. You know, sometimes having a memory would be lovely. I wonder what it's like to be able to remember stuff. Just like remember stuff. The Tribal Trappers. The Tribal Trappers do 6 wounds on this little defenseless mounted scout unit, which is very rude. But that's kind of what you expect. And then he heals off the damage on that front unit of Longhorns. Alchemist Curse, still good. I mean, it wounds on 2s, so it's pretty great. And he's got 9 attacks off that because he's Alchemist Curse 4. So 4 damage on my dragon. Don't like that. So the Scorch Wings do 2 wounds onto my general because of all the cover. And his defense 5. But only 1 wound there from the little spiders nibbling away at my knees. Into my turn 2. And so I just do unpleasant things. So the general, I think, do these guys die over there? Yeah, I think both of those units died. If they didn't, we'll soon find out. Maybe they didn't. We'll find out soon. So the general decides he doesn't like facing all of this stuff. So he just flies this way to face into the rear so that these Scorched Wings have to deal with me. But they probably will deal with me. Or the hero could charge me. Well, let's find out. And over here, yeah, I look at this and think, I need to take care of all of this stuff as quickly as possible. So the general that was here flies into this unit of Scorched Wings. The dragon, rather than end up in a field, doesn't like that. He flanks this chaff that was waiting. We countercharge this chaff here. And then I take my my Beast Cavalry and this general into... oh no, we don't. Just the Beast Cavalry. We just take the Beast Cavalry. The general doesn't. The general sits here, waiting in the wings to be nasty here. All right. So just the Beast Cavalry, but I do use my Striding Boots to really make sure that maximum impact, because it's in the flank. It's an individual. It doesn't matter. It just means if there was any phalanx or anything like that, it doesn't count, or ensnare. It doesn't because it's a Glade Walker Druid, of course. But 12, 14 nerve. I've got 18 attacks. I'm going to be on 3s and 2s with Vicious. So I'm reasonably confident that will work. I don't think these probably won't die, but these will. These will. This doesn't matter. Okay. And these guys just kind of array themselves. I think I've given him 1 charge. I think I've given him this with this. Otherwise, it's just out of the potential wild charge aura. These guys are all facing the wrong way, so it's all fine. He's kept these very close. And I do always think it's not always a great idea if your bases are wider, because you might not be able to get around. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, there you go. I gave him this one. Changed my mind. Look at that. So this can charge with this. Nothing else is chargeable. I hope. Let's find out. So we do murderize things. This guy's dead, which is a relief. And this chaff is dead. And what's more, a general actually knocked out the park and we killed a Scorchwing regiment. Very lonely Scorchwings now, because we also killed this other chaff unit, a dash 11. And I managed to smash it. It's very low defense, I guess. So that was great for my guys. And we overran onto the hill. So we're now looking very threatening to sit on this token for the rest of the game. It was a good turn 2 for me. So the Scorchwings, take a look at that. I've overrun so far, they can now just fly over my back. So, boo! Boo to you, and I'm facing the wrong way. So those Scorchwings have made clean their escape. Very good. So he chooses not to take my very obvious bait, and he moves up in formation like this. So this is the scary unit. These are the Guardian Brutes. These are all reasonably scary Longhorns, but this gap, I think, personally, is a little bit too small because he now can't turn these guys to get out. Right? He could have hidden the characters, but in front here to kind of give him a bit more space. So that might prove a problem because I'm going to just charge him with loads of ensnaring units next turn, and he's going to be stuck. Over here, so yeah, those 2 units did die. Everything's moved up. These guys have moved down with these tokens here, which make me think these actually have got value to them, which is annoying. He chose not to use the Scorchwings to deal with this general and let me fly off. Instead, he's kind of pinned me down with his character, and he's brought up one of the Tribal Trapper units to support for next turn. That's fine. At this point, this guy's a distraction. Yeah, and that's that. And that again. Well, I'm just taking multiple pictures here. So yeah, he double sixed me. He double sixed the nerve. Boo! 1 wound and double six means I'm wavered, and that means that general is screwed. Into my turn 3. So what do? We just carry on with the plan, I think. I think I just need to lock this stuff up, bring the flyers around the edge, hope this guy lasts, and then just hope I can mop up. So around the back here, I have got a problem, which is these Scorchwings, so I'm going to need to send a general off to deal with them. So I put my general here. They could fly back this way and be annoying, but really I think they're going to fly that way. So the general's got a nice watch over them. And my dragon, another general, are just in a nasty flanky position because... what happened there? So what are we doing with this guy? How is that called? I don't think I've charged a character because the characters are all here. I'm not sure what's happening there. Ah. Well, does anyone have any idea what's going on? I think, or maybe I've killed the back. Ah, yeah. Okay. So this is just a positioning area. It's. I feel mean running flyers, and to be honest, after this tournament, I have massively reduced the amount of flyers on my list because they are very powerful, but more experienced players know how to deal with them, and it just feels really mean against less experienced players. It feels like you're really just doing gotchas all the time, and you're not. Yeah, it's not an enjoyable game experience. I mean, both of the players, I did check in with them. They said no, it's fine. They enjoyed the games. They had real fun, but this, to me, just feels crappy. So he's lined up these units here, and these Longhorns are not aligned. I'm within 20 because my corner is within 20. So basically, these guys came down and murderized this unit. My my beast cav, backed up by a general and a dragon in the flank. So yeah, that's, you can see the murderizing, and I turned then. So this is his counter shot. So then, yeah, so I've murderized them and then turned basically to face everything, and then I've got a flank with 2 regiments and a front with a horde. We're pretty much all hindered. I think this one is not hindered. Onto these Longhorns. Let's see how many. Well, how many is it? 30 plus 30 plus 30. So that's 90 attacks. 60 of those attacks are on 5s and 4s, and 30 of them are on 4s and 4s. Let's see how well we do with that. So yeah, that's the death of that unit. That's what I was showing. Sorry for not recognizing that sooner. I think I just moved back. That's some bolt throwers shooting away. 4 wounds onto little tribal trappers, whatever they're called. There you go. I have no idea what that means. It could be. I think that's 11 wounds, and they don't die. So 11 wounds, because they are a 16-18 because of the double rally. Or is it a single rally by that point? So they are 15-17. And I got 11, so I didn't roll the requisite 6 twice to kill them, which is sad, isn't it? Because now it's flank town population, me. Unfortunately, because he's so close packed in his formation, like I mentioned, his Guardian Brutes can't do anything, and they're the most powerful unit. So these Longhorns, which have got 11 wounds, have to just countercharge my horde. He gets a flank from the other Longhorns, and the Brutes can just move backwards. He takes his fighty hero into my beast cav to hold them down. That's the best he can do. And these guys are just wandering off towards this token, which makes me think it's got value to it. He fooled me by muttering about it being a 0. How dare he? Anyway, the general takes a charge from both these guys. And the Scorch Wings come over a little bit. It's 4 wounds, so he's from 1 to 4. Another 3 whole wounds from these units, which is not great, is it? And he's fine. 3 wounds from the hero is better. Onto the Beast Cav, and they are locked down. And he murders this Spear Phalanx that was here, and then he overruns like an enormous amount into this next unit. Yeah, the Ensnare is the thing. Ensnare is the thing. So 4 wounds from these Tribal Trappers, which are Longhorns, which isn't great, but he has managed to heal off. So many! How is that feasible? What the hey? I don't think that's right. They had 11 wounds, boys. Where's they gone? He only got healed 3. They're not regen. Are they regen? Don't think so. Anyway. So yeah, he looks at this and thinks, no thank you. Now I have put the captain here deliberately because I thought if I put my general here, he's also going to pop around the rock. So I put my captain so that there's a flank charge available there. So I can at least lock them down and stop them flying, because we have revealed the tokens, as you can see. There's one of his 2. So his 2 is over in my corner, which was a real surprise to me. I was like, oh wow, that's big. There's my 1. There's my 2. There's another 1. That's my 1 there. That means I might win, because like if I can get it. So there's another. There's my other 1. Both of these are 0s. They're my 0s, and there's 2 1s of his here and here. That one was a 0. So yeah, his 2 1s are right the way over here, so he can just get those. That's 2 points automatically to him, and everything else we are fighting over. And I've got a good chance, I would say, from how I'm positioned. So yeah, we crack into my turn 4. I just back these guys up onto that token. We're going to sit on that. That's 1 for me. I move the general around here. That's just me. What's that? Just nice. War engines. Great picture, Steve. So we countercharge here. The dragon has a flank on these guardian brutes. Again, feeling very mean. We take a flank and a front onto these guys, and we just hold these guys off here. All right. I don't like fighting these because I'm going to lose in the end, so I just leg it. So I leg it. I just basically turn 90 and go 10 because that's my move. The hero can still charge me, but he's ready for attacks. He's not gonna hurt me over much. And these guys can't see me, so he might survive a few more turns. Just distraction, really. And that's the charge that I was talking about. So I got my captain to the flank of them to hold them down. Bolt thrower, 1 wound onto Scorch Wings. We waver his character, which I very much like. Okay, and my dragon sucks, clearly in the flank. It's alright, there's Longhorns. That's 12 damage and a waver. So the double rally, right? Because rally and rally. So these Guardian Brutes, who have Fury, by the way. So this is not good. Have a very stonking nerve at this point. 17, 19, something is very high anyway. But anyway, I didn't roll the nerve required, so the dragon may well cark it now. Let's see how we go. Okay. 3 wounds there is rubbish, but it's kind of what you expect. But we do manage to kill these other Longhorns. So all is not lost. In fact, everything's looking rather nice now. Because with those Longhorns out of the way, I have a Horde who are only on 4 damage. You can see I did get a Bane Chant off there. And I've got 2 tokens within my grasp. And I've got a General free. So I reform thusly to protect my General. I do 1 wound. Hurrah! Onto the Scorch Wings. They are now scared. Turn 4 for Ashley, so it's looking all right. So he's going to get that token. He's going to get that token. That general's going to die eventually. But I should get... we really will have depends what happens with this Scorch Ring. There's a 2-point token down there, which is going to decide everything, isn't it? So yeah, he looks at that and thinks, yeah, no, don't want to play with you guys. And he comes over here to reposition and to murder Bolt Thrower because they've been doing good work. They sit on the 1-point token. They don't care. Counter charge there. Charge up the bum there. Yeah, not doing great. So I go for... I'm sure I had more. Where are my wounds from before? Oh, this is the unwounded one, isn't it? 5 wounds from those Longhorns. Ensnare is a thing. And yeah, Guardian Brutes murder my dragon. However, really bad, unfortunate, is that he'd put his character right behind them. Don't think my dragon was here. So on killing my dragon, he now can't reform this unit. They've got nowhere to go. That's really sad. Even he did reform it as Dracons, right? This guy's wavered. Turn 5 for me. So the captain comes here. The reason being that he did bring these Scorchwings over, which is bad news because they can fly 20. So my captain is here because I've measured 20 and he's within 10 to lock them down. And he's protected by the line of sight of the general, who is height 5. These guys are height 4. So hopefully the general will kill these guys. They obviously murdered. Oh, that's right. They both murdered both the bolt throwers. So these ones killed one bolt thrower. These ones killed the other bolt thrower. All bolt throwers die. So general in the flank of Guardian Brutes. That should take care of them. Even with heal, they're still on 9 wounds. A flank and a front for another bajillion attacks here on these Longhorns. We're still hindered. I've got my wizard sitting pretty on a 2-point token. And we try and kill this character with my Dracons. I decided to not run away because I'm just not going to go away. So I countercharge because that means they have to kill me. And they've got a long way to go to get to the token. I Bane Chant the Dracons for reasons. Why did I do that? I guess I thought this was enough because they already had wounds on those guys down there. And this guy really needs to die. Sure. Yeah, and we kill a little regiment, which is good. Face my general this way because I don't really have a choice with these Scorchwings. Oops. Yep, so we murder Longhorns here. They are dead. We murder the character there, and I've run. He's dead. And we murder the Guardian Brutes as well. So, yeah, looking pretty secure by this point. He does fly this guy over here, so there's a risk. However, we're going to rear charge you here. There's a Hail Mary charge with his caster into my Dracons. And he's like, come on, you have to die. And he wavers my general for the 14 billionth turn in a row. The most durable general ever. Oh, was he wavered before? Well, he was wavered before. I think he got wavered last turn. So 6 wounds, still alive. What a legend. It turns out this guy can't die. There's 6 turns of flapping around. Turn 6 for me, so it's now looking pretty great. I've got 1, 2, and 1. So that's 4. I'm good at counting. He's got 1 down there with his spiky boys. He might get this one, might do, and there's a 2 here. So it's going to be a 4-3 or maybe more with blackjack. However much you win by is important. So here's what we do. We turn both generals down here. So on a potential turn 7, there's murder time. And I send the captain into the rear of these Scorchwings. These guys turn around to get this. And these guys face off here. Yeah. Stuff. That is just showing, I think, those guys down there. And then that's just rude, isn't it? I think that's incredibly rude of me. So, felt the life draining out of his eyes. So I did 4 wounds. Right, and then I rolled, I think you obviously I need an 8 to waver them. And I rolled a 6. And then I used my tournament reroll to reroll it into a waiver. For the second game, this tournament. So rude. Unpleasant. What a nasty man I am. There it is. So I rolled a 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. And it's a 14, 16. And I rerolled that 4 into a 5. So yeah. Rude. Very rude. I did waver them. And then he's coming to me for turn 6 to say, you must die. You must die. Turns to face there. And that is the end of the game. Yeah, so solid victory for the end there. So yeah, it was a really nice tournament. Lovely to meet so many players I've not met before. My list obviously works quite well because it's just so many flyers. It's still fragile. It still doesn't kill enough stuff, really. The dragon really helps, but the main takeaway from this is it's more experienced players know how to deal with flyers, and if you have somebody who hasn't dealt with flyers as much, it just doesn't feel very nice. So I'm going to try an army with maybe a couple of giants, some cavalry, less flappy boys, because I just don't think it's fun. Yeah, that's my takeaway. I ended up 4th in this, which is pretty nice. Still not top Kings of Men player, so unlikely for Masters unless I do something spectacular soon. Because Clash of Kings is coming. I'm up to 17th, I think, or something like that in the Masters rankings. That's going to soon drop to 27th because that's the effect that Clash of Kings has. Clash of Kings is this weekend. Look forward to seeing as many of you there as I can. I hope it's a great tournament and we'll have some coverage of that live on this channel. Please do check out the live streams with lovely John Fawkes. And we'll see you next time on Death by Dragons.